What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sweet T 500 on the beat. Always guaranteed to bring that heat to the city streets of Broward County. I'm here coming to you live from Dania Beach, Florida. First Street to be exact. First city of Broward County. And of course, you know I'm here with my ace, Brandon, aka The Wolf Fluence.
Shout out to y'all.
Alright, go ahead and follow him. What can they follow you at?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at BeazyWolfWoods. BeazyWolfluence on all platforms.
Right.
Where can they follow you?
Oh, T-Shanique TV on all platforms. YouTube, Facebook, you know what I'm saying, Instagram, and TikTok. So yes, follow for the journey. Alright, so on today's show, this conversation's been a long time coming, okay? I wanted to talk about the tension of transformation and breaking cycles, patterns, and strongholds. So before we even get into it, I'm just gonna ask my viewers to take a deep breath in with me, and breathe out. One more time. And 3 times the charm. Okay. So, now that we did that, the reason why I feel like the Lord has put it on my spirit to talk about this is because, you know, I've been through a lot, and I feel like I've been on a journey. We all been on a journey. And as of recently, or a long time I could say, but as of recently, I've been praying to God for a new job. Like, God, give me a career shift, you know? Like, show me what my purpose is in the workplace. And He blessed me. In a righteous way. He really blessed me. So I'm working in treatment, which within itself is a miracle and a blessing from God, because it's a full circle moment. You know my testimony. But one thing that I feel like, me being in recovery, me, you know, being on the journey and have been in treatment before, it's like I find myself being in the tension, you know. If anybody who's ever dealt with, so I find myself in the tension of letting go of the person that I used to be, so that the person that I am becoming could flourish into the person that God created me to be when I was in the womb of my mother.
That's good. That's amazing. I like that. Basically, you want to get rid of the past as far as the person you used to be.
Yeah.
And you want to increase and focus on the person that you are now.
Right. And I feel like the reason why I wanted to kind of pinpoint on patterns and cycles is because, and I've shared a little bit of my testimony with addiction and stuff like that. I've been 5 years clean by the grace of God. And, but anybody who's been in recovery knows that there's something called substitution. You know what I'm saying? Why do we even get high in the first place? You know what I'm saying? We are trying to either feel or not feel. We're trying to numb the pain. We're trying to escape a reality that is too hard for us to face. So what substitution does, it essentially, like, okay, if I was a person that used to pop pills or C-class or whatever the case may be, and I quit doing that, excuse me, and then I just say, oh, well, I'm just going to smoke weed now, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I graduated to a different level, you know what I'm saying? I don't do what I did before, but I'm substituting for something. I'm still numbing. So I'm still forming a reality of escape. And I feel like in Christ,
it.
Like the tension. Even if we want to go Bible, I have to go to my notes. So the battle between who you were and who you're becoming, like we just stated. The children of Israel, when they were finally free from Pharaoh,
Right.
as you know or may not know, but they wanted to go back.
They ended up going back.
They wanted to go back to Egypt because that's what they were used to. They weren't used to being out in the wilderness. They felt like they could have just died in Egypt. They wanted to go back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to go back to what they were used to. They weren't used to being in the wilderness where everything was stripped away from them.
Right.
So they would rather go back to bondage. And I feel like there's a parallel a little bit from the book of Exodus to, like, as it relates to this topic of breaking patterns and cycles. It's like, okay, God is calling me to the promised land. He's calling me to a new position. He's calling me higher. And he's requiring me to leave certain things behind. Even the things that used to comfort me and bring me comfort, he wants me to let it go. And that's another parallel to Christ dying on the cross, killing his flesh, so that new life could emerge. So, like, picking up my cross would be looking like breaking patterns and cycles and strongholds off of my life that is hindering me from going to the next level and becoming who God has essentially called me to be.
Wow, that's true. That's powerful. Like what Tasha Cobb said, breaking every chain. You breaking the chain. You know, with certain things that we enduring that we've done, you breaking the chains. You getting rid of old things. All things are being renewed, refined.
Yeah.
You know,
Refined, like going through the fire, like a diamond.
refined.
Going through the fire, though, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Killing the flesh,
Wow.
going through the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like knowing that Yeshua is the fourth man in the fire, like, but when you come at the fire, when you go through that pressure, like, you come out beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just going through the fire. And I think that has a lot to do with fear.
It could be fear, it could be struggle, it could be things that we don't consider until it happens. And then when it happens, while we're going through it, it's like, it burns, you know, it hurts.
Yeah.
But when you come out the other side of it,
Yeah.
like you said,
It'll be worth it. It'll be
all
worth it.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Hey, all things will be renewed in Christ's name.
Okay, so as it pertains to the tension of transformation, breaking cycles, patterns, and strongholds, we have little subsections here that we took in our notes. And I just want to mention it because this could be something as small as breaking a little pattern of whether it be vaping or drinking or smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Or just, just small things that you want to break off, like that could actually
be eating habits.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
It could be anything that you feel like you give too much time to and it doesn't uplift you and make you better.
Yeah.
So anything you spend time on that doesn't make you better and increase you in this walk that you're going through.
Right. It's essentially killing the flesh. Spiritually, like, I have dominion over my flesh. You know what I'm saying? And when we were talking about God, like, attributes too, in our
Yes.
purpose in life, like, And that's why Christ is so important, man, in my mind, because I'm like, he really sacrificed his flesh. That was a physical act that he did that translates into, like, it's a symbolism. You know, he sacrificed his physical flesh, but we're supposed to sacrifice things that don't make us better. Like, sacrificing my flesh, your flesh would be, sacrificing the things that don't elevate us. And leading by example. That was the God-like attribute. Leadership. I'm not perfect. I'm really not. But God has blessed me. I'm definitely not the person that I used to be. I definitely I can wholeheartedly
that's growth. That's
say
growth,
that.
And nobody's perfect.
No one.
Start there, so.
But we have to make the efforts too, right? Every day we have to strive to be better people, And even if we fall short, we have to get back up again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the purpose. We're not going to always get it right, but we have to strive for righteousness. So, what's the next thing? Oh, wow. Strongholds start in the mind? They do. Let's get that. Yeah, it's mind over matter. God often separates before he elevates. Let's hit on that. God often separates before he elevates. So that goes back to Exodus. He separated the children of Israel from Egypt. He separated them and put them in the wilderness, away from their comfort, away from their normal lifestyle. And I feel like that's so parallel to where I'm at right now.
I understand. They had to literally, he separated them from, like you said, what they were used to.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the day, though they was in slavery and bondage, when they was in the wilderness, they realized that they didn't have to leave in order to elevate. They could elevate there. They weren't enslaved anymore. So when they came back home, they could build. They could build businesses and do things and create. They felt like they had to leave, but all they had to do was realize that they were free.
Yeah. Kind of like Adam and Eve, like they had everything that they needed in the garden, but deception entered. Oh God, deception entered the garden.
Yes, indeed. And I also want to tell y'all, the cost of staying the same and not getting rid of those things that hinder us, it costs more to stay the same. Just understand that. And it costs way less to change.
It costs the promise. That's what it costs. The promise.
And
he promised us.
Yes, and always stay positive and realize that, changing is good.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
So,
be willing. I know we go through trauma because the enemy entered me. He visited me at 12 years old, and when he entered me, it hurt. It hurt. So numbing became normal, but it's a deception. The enemy wants you to stay in the same cycles. He wants you to stay in the same cycles. Because as long as he knows that he can keep you in the same cycles, he knows he don't really got to worry about you. But it's up to us to break it. We can have all the faith that we want, but faith without work is dead.
Sure.
So now is the time to put in the work. And I'm coming to you as someone who is on the journey with you. I always say that.
That's true. That's true.
I'm on the journey with you.
And just know, every day, it's a difference. Every day, some days will be better than others. So I'm just letting y'all know to stay encouraged.
Yeah.
Stay righteous. Y'all got it. You know?
Jesus will never leave you. He is on the journey with you. And while I'm on that note, let's talk about, I want to just end with this, substitutions, positive substitutions. If you're someone that's in recovery, or not just even in recovery from substances, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may have a gambling addiction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You may have a porn addiction. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
We need to have positive substitutions. I love to draw. I love to dance. I love to write music. I love to write poetry.
Wow.
Like, those two things were positive outlets for me.
Yes.
Growing up. Like, you know, it's even Bible when they say, you know, when you come back to God, you have to come back like a child. Like, what were some of the things that you used to do when you were a child? Did you like to draw? I used to like to color. Like, let's get in. Like, let's be for real.
Get back
Like,
to doing what you love to do.
yes, do that.
You know,
Even
what's
spend,
on your heart.
yeah.
You know.
Spend, even if you just spend like 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, like writing how you feel. Let's journal again. Like, we have to break it because the enemy feel like he won. And not in this life.
He definitely takes
Because
care of us.
my OG got the victory on the cross.
Yes, indeed.
So what we really talking about?
That way.
So with that being said, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Chosen Ones. Y'all have a blessed day. Follow us on all socials. And remember, y'all got this.
You got it.
Peace.